I remember the day they laughed the loudest. I was only 23, standing in my tiny apartment, clutching a battered sketchpad, my dreams trembling in my chest like fragile glass. I told my family I was going to become a painter, that I'd spend my life chasing colors and stories only I could see. Their faces twisted in disbelief, eyes narrowing with contempt. "A painter? That's a joke," my father scoffed, voice heavy with derision. "You'll be starving, wasting your life. You're embarrassing us." My mother's voice cracked as she added, "Why can't you be normal? Get a real job." "You're throwing away everything for a childish fantasy." They tore into me, layer after layer of ridicule, telling me I was foolish, that I was destined to fail, that I'd never make a living, that I'd end up alone and broken, just like all the other dreamers who dared to believe in something bigger than themselves. And so I left, feeling crushed but burning with a stubborn flame inside. I packed my brushes, my paints, my sketches, and moved thousands of miles away from the suffocating shadow of their contempt. I knew they'd never understand what I saw. Colors bleeding into stories, emotions spilling onto canvas. I worked tirelessly, nights blending into mornings, pouring my soul into every stroke. I faced rejection after rejection. Galleries turned me down. Critics dismissed my work as naive. My bank account dwindled as I struggled to make ends meet. But I clung to the belief that one day they'd see me for what I truly was. Years blurred into a relentless pursuit of mastery, each failure teaching me resilience, each small victory fueling my resolve. I developed a unique style, raw, emotional, unapologetically honest. My art began to resonate with people, capturing moments of vulnerability and strength that spoke directly to their hearts. Slowly, my name started appearing in galleries, then exhibitions, then international art fairs. My paintings sold for thousands, my name in magazines. I'd become someone I once only dreamed of, an artist whose work touched lives. But through it all, I carried the memory of their scorn like a scar, a reminder of how broken and small I once felt. I knew the day would come when I'd return home, not out of necessity, but to face them, to show them what their ridicule had almost destroyed and what it had ultimately fueled. The city lights shimmered behind me as I pulled up to the house I'd once fled, now a symbol of my triumph. I stepped out, feeling the weight of years, of pain, of perseverance. The house was just as I remembered, quiet, unassuming, hiding the chaos of my journey behind its faded facade. I knocked on the door, heart pounding, anticipation and dread swirling inside me. My father opened the door first, his face a mixture of surprise, skepticism, and something darker I couldn't quite read. My mother appeared behind him, eyes wide as if she'd seen a ghost. And then I saw them, my family, standing there staring at me like I'd become some alien creature. I looked at their faces, etched with years of doubt, mockery, and the quiet shame of their own limitations. Without a word, I stepped inside. I pulled out a portfolio from my bag, a collection of my latest works, the culmination of years of solitary struggle. I laid the paintings on the dining table. The room fell silent as they sifted through the vivid canvases. Portraits alive with raw emotion, landscapes bursting with color, abstractions that seemed to pulse with energy. Each piece told a story of pain, perseverance, hope. Then I stood, voice steady, eyes locking onto theirs. "This is what I've become," I said softly, but with conviction. "I am a painter. I am successful because I refused to listen to your doubts, your mockery. And I will tell you this. Your words almost broke me, but they also made me stronger." My father looked down, uncomfortable, his jaw tight. My mother's eyes shimmered with unshed tears. Perhaps regret or understanding, I couldn't tell. I took a step closer, feeling the weight of every painful memory. The nights I cried in solitude, the times I wanted to give up, the moments I wondered if they were right. "Your words were like shackles," I continued. And now I stand here, not just as a successful artist, but as proof that no one can define your worth but yourself. You told me I was an embarrassment, but today I am your proof that dreams, true, honest dreams, are worth fighting for. The silence thickened. Then my father spoke softly. "We were wrong. We didn't see what you saw. We only saw the risk, the instability. But you've shown us that courage isn't about avoiding failure. It's about embracing it and moving forward anyway." I nodded, feeling the catharsis of finally facing the ghosts of my past. I realized then that their judgment had been a mirror of their own fears, a reflection of the limitations they'd imposed on themselves. I had broken free from that prison, and in doing so, I'd become the person I was always meant to be. As I turned to leave, I looked back at the paintings spread across the table, each one a testament to resilience, to the transformative power of faith. I knew this wasn't just a homecoming, it was a redemption, a poetic justice that karma had delivered in the most profound way. Walking away from the house, I felt an overwhelming sense of peace. I had proven them wrong, yes, but more importantly, I had proven to myself that dreams worth fighting for are never foolish. They are the very essence of life. And in that truth, I found my happiness, my purpose, my forever. Because sometimes the greatest victory is not in the success itself, but in the courage to believe when everyone else says you shouldn't. And in that belief, I finally found my home.